Hello everyone, and welcome to my review of the Transformers War for Cybertron Leader Class Kingdom, Ultra Magnus. So, let's get right into the review. So, for his articulation to start, head can do a full 360, it can move up that far, and down that far, it can move side to side. It does also have light piping, and he does have his aviators on. Arms can do a full 360. They can move in and out. 90-degree bend at the elbow. 360-degree wrist rotation. And if you want, you can use this transformation joint as a backwards butterfly joint. Legs can move forward that far, back that far, out to the side that far. They have just under 90 degrees of bend at the knee, an ankle pivot that can go all the way down, and full waist rotation. Now, let's get down to the comparison, shall we? So, here he is with Prime Beast Hunters RC. Here he is with Kingdom RC. Here he is with Red RC. And here he is with the Marvel Legends Eternal Sprite. Now let's get down to the first transformation. So first off, we're going to just come to this chest, lift it up, come to the back, and pull it out to the side. We're just going to put that off to the side. Now we're going to bring these gray panels down, and we're just going to pull out. Next up, we're going to come to the forearms. We're going to bring this panel out, and just bring it out. Oh, let me just find that. There we go. Then we're just going to close that up and put it off to the side. So I can reverse him as the first. Bring that out. Close it. Off to the side. Now we're going to come to the crotch plate. Flip it down. Rotate 180. And just put it up. We're then going to bring the arms back. Bring the front of the cab down. Flip that around to reveal the core Magnus head. Push everything back into place. We're then going to come to the legs and just unplug them. And move these legs off to the side. Now we're going to come to the feet and just bring out the heel. And here you have Magnus in the core Magnus mode. So articulation for the most part is the same. So head can do a full 360, can move up that far, down that far, can move side to side. Arms, you can still use that backwards butterfly for the transformation. Arms can do a full 360. They can move in and out. 90-degree bend at the elbow. About 90 degrees at the elbow. The wrist can do a full 360. There is a waist swivel still. You can do the full 360. Legs move forwards that far. Back that far. Out to the side that far. There's about 90 degrees at the knee. And there is an ankle pivot. So now let's get into the comparison, shall we? So, here he is with Prime RC, or Prime Beast Hunters RC, Kingdom RC, Red RC, and Marvel Legends Eternals Sprite. So that's pretty much it for the second mode. Now let's get down to the transformation for the third mode. So first things first, we're going to come to the arms. Just going to bend them back, bring the hood down, flip the head back in, close it up. Next up, what we're actually going to do is swing this around and push that back forward and rotate the arms up to 90 degrees. You're then going to flip the wrists so that the fingers are all facing downwards, like so. And bring the arm all the way around, and then these tabs will plug in right there. Like that. Same thing on this side. Now we're just going to plug the legs together, and we're just going to flip in the heels and bring it up. So here's the main cab. It rolls fairly well, and it's but one thing to note is you can still see the arms and hands, and there's not really anything you can do about that. But anyways, otherwise it's pretty much just a cab. So let's get into the transformation for the trailer, shall we? So first things first, we're going to grab the legs. We're going to make sure that the feet are all flat. And we're just going to come to here, pull out this panel, and just fully extend it. Same thing here, pull it out, fully extend. Oh, next up, we're going to grab this part. We're just going to push this down, bring it out, and bring this part out. We're then going to use these two tabs and this tab to plug in right here and right there. So we're going to plug it in so that the head is facing downwards. So that just plugs in right there and right there. So that's that side. And same thing on this side. We just line it up. Oh. Hold on. Okay. So we just come here, we line it up right there. And there. And tab it in. So now that we've tabbed that in, we're going to use this port in this slot, or in this peg, to plug in right there and right there. So that part just pegs in, that part just slots in right there, and when you do that, you should just be able to peg that in. Once again, you slot this in right there, and then you should be able to peg that in right there. And then you just squeeze it all together. Next up, what we're going to do is we're going to come to the shoulder brackets. We're going to make sure that these parts are facing downward. And we're going to plug these two ports into these tabs. So we're just going to plug in there. Next up, we're going to grab the shoulder pads, and we're going to detach these and plug them in right there. And we're going to grab this one and plug it in right there. And now that we've gotten that done, we can bring in the cab. And what we're going to do is we're going to grab both of these. So this will actually plug in right there. So you're going to want to make sure that you do that. Make sure that they're in securely. And then you're going to come to this. And we're just going to plug that in right there with the hollow space facing upwards. Now make sure that everything's just plugged in. And now we're going to use these two ports to plug into right here and here. So right there. And right there. Now we're just going to bring this entire part around and plug it in and plug these two tabs into right there and there. So that just plugs in there and right there. Now we're going to bring this top part down so that these two ports tab in right there and right there. And here you have Magnus in his truck mode. Now this rolls fairly well. And now this is a retool of the Siege version. So there is still that cyber stylization there a bit with the trailer. But otherwise it rolls fairly well. And it can hold about 1.5. And by half I mean a smaller deluxe figure on top. But anyways, that's been my review for the Kingdom Ultra Magnus. If you could just leave a comment down below about your thoughts on the figure, I'd greatly appreciate hearing your thoughts on it. And if you would like to leave a like and subscribe, I'd greatly appreciate that. And share the video with anyone who thinks this would help. I hope you've enjoyed, and goodbye.